Lena thought she had it all: the life, the love, the future. Her husband, Tom, was her world. They'd built a home together, shared dreams, laughed together in the evenings, and whispered plans for their future into the small hours of the night. But trust doesn't always show itself the way you think it will. It was a rainy Friday night when Lena came home early from work and noticed something strange. The house felt off. Tom's car wasn't parked in the driveway. His shoes weren't by the door like usual. The fridge was half empty, and the silence. It was suffocating. She called his phone. No answer. She sent a text. "Where are you?" Minutes passed, then hours. Nothing. She felt it in her gut. Something was wrong. But what? She didn't know. She brushed it off. Maybe he was out with friends or working late. Tom had a stressful job, but even then, he would always make time for her. Always. That night, she decided to surprise him. She drove to his office, only to find it completely dark. His car wasn't there. There were no lights on. No sign of Tom. The building was empty. Lena waited in her car, heart pounding in her chest. Her mind raced, but she couldn't put the pieces together. Then a thought hit her. What if he was lying? The next morning he came home, disheveled. His eyes were wide and nervous. He kissed her on the forehead and whispered that work had been a nightmare. He'd been swamped. But Lena knew something wasn't adding up. She didn't press him, though. She never did. She didn't want to seem paranoid. She trusted him. That's when the signs started to pile up. The quiet evenings, the random unexplained trips, the late nights at work. Tom's excuses got weaker, and every time he promised things would get better, she let it slide. She believed him. He was her husband. He loved her. She loved him, until the day everything changed. It was a Tuesday afternoon when Lena's phone rang. Her friend had seen something, a familiar face, someone Tom knew, someone she knew, Troy, Tom's childhood friend, his so-called brother. Lena's stomach sank. Why was Troy at a casino downtown? With Tom. She decided to follow them, but it wasn't what she thought. Lena arrived at the casino an hour later, her heart racing in her chest. Tom's car was parked in front. Troy was there too, walking into the building with a familiar grin. Then she saw Tom, not at a table, not playing poker. He was sitting at the blackjack table, alone. But not just alone. He was losing, and the money wasn't just his. Lena watched as the dealer laid down another card. Tom's face fell as his stack of chips disappeared, swallowed by the casino's greed. $100,000. Lena's blood ran cold. That was their future, their savings, her retirement. That night she confronted him. "What the hell is going on, Tom?" His face was pale, his words a jumble of excuses, a mountain of lies. But Lena wasn't listening. She had seen it in his eyes. He had gambling problems. It was all slipping away. And then she found out how deep it ran. Tom had taken out a loan. In her name. A $100,000 loan. A loan he promised would go towards investments, future plans. But instead, he had used it all in that casino. The money was gone. Vanished, just like him. Lena tried to stop the loan payments, tried to get the bank involved. But it was too late. The debt was hers. And Tom, he was gone. Tom disappeared for days. The house was empty, his clothes gone, the money gone. She was left to clean up the mess. But this wasn't the worst part. A week later, Lena received a call from a woman named Jessica. She had met Tom a year ago, and she too had been tricked into lending him money. A few thousand here, a few thousand there. She wasn't the only one. There were more women, each one fooled by Tom's charm, each one unknowingly supporting his addiction. They had all been swindled, used. Lena learned the full story. Tom wasn't just a loving husband. He wasn't just struggling with work stress. He was a serial gambler, using other people's trust to cover his losses. It wasn't just Lena. He had done this to every woman he ever got close to. Eventually, the authorities got involved. But by then, Tom was gone. He had run off to a new country, a new life, and left his wreckage behind. All Lena was left with was the debt and a bruised heart. But what no one tells you about heartbreak is this. It's not the emotional pain that leaves the deepest scars. It's the betrayal. It's the realization that someone you loved used you as a stepping stone for their own selfish needs. And so, Lena did what most women in her position wouldn't have the courage to do. She started over. She didn't let him win. She rebuilt her credit, rebuilt her life. She became an advocate for financial abuse, speaking out about men like Tom, manipulative, charming, and destructive. She taught women to trust their instincts, to never let anyone take more than they're willing to give. And when people ask her if she ever thinks about him, she simply smiles and says, "Not every battle leaves scars on the body. Some just leave you wiser and stronger than you ever thought you could be." Hit that like button and subscribe for more disturbing true crime stories.